Mo soko ni imasu ka? That is Japanese for "Are we there yet?" And the reason why I say that is because when these people run the Dakar Rally, they're running 800 to 900 kilometers a day, which is around 550 miles a day. So it must get pretty tiring racing a vehicle that long every day. A little history on the Dakar Rally. It actually started in 1977, and originally they ran from Paris, France to Dakar, Senegal. Dakar is the capital of Senegal, by the way. But then 2008, it got canceled because of security threats. These guys used to have to carry a bunch of cash because these people would hold people for ransom and like threaten people's lives as these guys are racing across these poor countries of Africa. So then they moved the rally to South America for a few years, like a decade, and now in 2020 onwards, it's taking place in Saudi Arabia. And it's mostly amateur racers. 80% of the people are actually amateur racers, so I find that interesting. But I'm not sure about this car, if it was a professionally sponsored by Mitsubishi or if this is a private entry. I'm not sure exactly. But anyways, let's continue talking about the car. This is a Mitsubishi Pajero Evolution. It's actually on the base plate there. And actually, if anyone's interested, let me segue over here. We got your basic legalese and stuff like that. Not too much more. And an interesting little backing here. Okay. And then plastic base, no tape holding it on. So there we go, number 208 of this race from 1999. In this case, it started in Granada, Spain, and then ended in Dakar, Senegal. And this car apparently won it. Okay, so, well, I guess it's a truck. Alright, so I'm going to put this on a little spinny go around. Now this is the second generation Pajero, which was produced between 1997 up to 99. The Pajero actually dates back to 1984, but this is the second generation, and this was actually they made 2,500 of these for road legal use. They had to make that many for racing homologation. It was really a race truck, but they sold it to the public in order to race it. This is a 3.5 liter V6 up front, and it's got four-wheel drive. That engine's making around 275 horsepower. This truck has independent suspension, and this truck, the Pajero line of trucks, has won the Dakar Rally more than any other, truck. So they've had 12 wins between 1985 and 2007. So it's a very dominating truck that Mitsubishi's putting out there. Okay, so let's get into the casting itself, since I don't have any other stats or history to talk about. So let's take a look. Initial impressions is pretty nice. I'm always hesitant about these vehicles with a lot of graphics, because some of them are decals, and I know decals will crack later on. But I don't think these are decals, because there's no clear border. I might be mistaken. Maybe they're super trimmed decals, but there is some wrinkling to it though, so maybe this PlayStation thing is a decal because it's kind of wrinkled. But the Borbet wheels, I just don't know. I'm just speculating and guessing. Oh well. I do like the printing of the windows here, the sliding windows. And the mirror has a nice reflective insert there. It is very reflective, it's not paint. The exhaust pipe is coming out here underneath this side sill, so pretty interesting. Seems to be something messed up with this tire. Might have to flip it around or trim that off later. But the wheels are nice because there's air passing through them. There's even printing on that spoke. I'm not sure, it's probably the brand of the wheel, but I don't know what brand wheels these are. And it does seem to be disc brakes back there. Let me angle the camera down more, so maybe we'll get more vertical light into the spoke holes. And you can see the reflectivity that I am seeing on the rotors here. I see on the back, maybe you can see there's that silver, the light's catching it. Now where's the brake caliper? I think the brake caliper is on the back side here of the rear rotor. The front one, yeah, okay. I don't know where the caliper is. It's hard to look through my camera. But anyways, nice detail, even though the thing has really small gaps between the spokes. It's nice to see that there's details there. Now these tires are fantastic. I mean, I've never heard of a 4x4 Raid by Michelin, but looking at the tread, you can just see the bite to them on the sidewalls here. And then on the bottom, yeah, those are some nice tires. I'm quite impressed. Very good, Inno. So it's nice to see that Inno does put their brand name on here. And then you can see here under the exhaust, Mitsubishi Pajero Evolution. Now look at these mud flaps, pretty thin, very nice. They're not super thick, but they are rigid plastic. You wouldn't want to really touch those too often. Okay, so these must be the race driver names. Oh, sorry. Okay. Kleinschmidt and Thorner, I believe that's what I'm saying. Okay. So, no major issues on this side either. I didn't notice before though, we got these 3 vents. Those are molded into the casting. Okay. It's a little black detail on the side step here. Nice paint app there. And also the exhaust tip itself. Even though it's so tiny, they put a little black dot there. Oh, it actually is recessed as well. You can see my pick going into it a little bit. So that's really great. Okay, so let's start going to the back. Really deep lenses here. So nice with the black guard around them painted on. Looks like this must be like a tow hook or something. And then again we got this black texture for like mimicking a rubber mat, I guess, on for the guys to step on. Okay, so Pajero printed. There's the license plate number. Good printing all in all. Alright. Then interesting this whole molded on wing section. Interesting. Okay. I would guess they do this on this particular car because with all the dust and sand, it's kicking up all that stuff past the, the rear end. Without it, it would probably vacuum back and pretty much make it really dirty. Even though there's no window back here, the sponsors want their sponsorships to be seen by all the television viewers. So that's possibly why this thing has this weird shroud on the back. Okay, good old PlayStation logo. Interesting what this might be. A fuel filler cap, but way up high on the roof? I'm not sure what that is. We got these panel lines. Maybe these are pop-up vents or something, because it must get really hot in this vehicle when you're driving across Africa. Okay, so now we got the windshield wiper blades, and they look like, yeah, they're separate pieces. They seem to be plastic, but you can see how the pick goes under, I think. Yeah. Well, I don't want to destroy it, but it's not part of the windshield molding. Okay, let's take a look at the interior here. I'm going to pull out my flashlight and see what kind of detail we have. Hold on, here we go. Let's see. Let's start with the driver's side, actually. Whoa, alright, so sweet. I see some racing harnesses in there, 5-point harnesses. Yeah, I think that silver harness might be like a separate piece. It looks like it's raised above the blackness of the seat. I don't know about the red, though, if that's just printed on. It's hard to say, it's really small, so it's difficult to tell. Let's look at the dashboard. Whoa, look at that as well. There seems to be a tachometer there in the center, and then some red switches and maybe silver switches above it. So that whole center console's got a whole lot of detail printed, so that's really nice. The passenger side, let me flip around actually. The passenger side also seems to have a lot of detail. See, like printed on buttons or something. Maybe it's a computer or something. Not really sure, but really neat. Okay, so yeah, there's a better look again at that racing harness. And then there's some printing there. Sparco, I think, maybe. This could be Sparco seat belts. Okay, so yeah, racing bucket seats. I would assume they're probably carbon fiber seats or something. What's behind those seats, though? I'm not sure if you can see anything behind the seats. It's just so dark in there. Well, you can see a cross brace of the roll cage. Right? It looks like it's a silver roll cage of some sort behind the seats. So, well, that's really neat. And look at this. Is this a rear view mirror? Yes. If you look at below the roof, it looks like there's a rectangle hanging from the roof. So I'm assuming that's like a rear view mirror, although I'm not sure why there would be one because there's no rear window to the vehicle. But that's some great detail. This thing has some really small, like really thin tow hooks here. If you look here against my fingertip, that's some thin metal. I assume that must be like photo etched metal, but it's painted red. So that's a really great detail. So we got some black printing or something like that on this hood scoop. And then these are actually molded in and painted black. Little printed on graphics for the hood latches. Okay. And then the emergency cutoffs here. They're probably hidden right back there. Okay, so now we go down. Plastic lenses again with the nice black printing around it. The Mitsubishi logo. That does look... Is that a decal? No, I think that's a... It's so thin. The border is really shiny metallic. I don't want to pick it too much because I'm afraid it's a piece of plastic that'll fall off. But it's shiny. I thought it was like a decal at first, but I think that's like a... I'm not sure. It's a thin metal plate with the logo. Alright, but you can see the black texture there in the grill, so that's pretty good. And then we got some silver paint dabs here for these auxiliary lights, so that's neat. This is a dark intake, or is it? No, it's just painted black. But the surface is right there. I thought they would have molded that in further, but I guess not. Let me flip it upside down. There is a tiny texture though. It seems like, yeah, it's a little texture. The skid plate's got some vents, but they're not painted. And they even printed some sponsorship on the underside there. So that's interesting. Okay, the license plate again carries over to the front. So all in all, that looks pretty good. Yeah, I gotta say, initial impressions on the outside are pretty good. The only thing that makes me a little bit wary is the wrinkling on these sponsorships. Particularly the black is not super smooth, but now that I look at the red over here, it's like the same texture. So maybe this wrinkling is from the red paint? It's hard to say because this red paint here is super smooth. So I'm not sure what's going on. It's really weird. Unless all these decals here are one piece of slide-on decal, and that's why this whole hood has a wrinkliness to it. But here, the red here is super smooth because there's no decal there. It'd be nice to see videos of like companies making these cars. It'd be nice to know. Wow, I gotta be more careful. Okay, well, anyways, I guess I'll just let it spin around for a lap. But my conclusion is, Inno64 made a great vehicle here. So I hope they continue on and continue to make more of these Dakar rally winners. I was just doing another video on like the Porsche 918, and I would love to see the Dakar Rally Porsche 959. I don't know if that's come out, maybe Hot Wheels did it or something, but I'd like to see a higher end brand with this kind of detail doing that kind of car. That would be fantastic. Okay, well, I guess that's it for today, and we'll see you guys around. Bye bye.